Welcome back to The Explainer. So, recently, we did something massive. We went through 500 German job listings published in just the last 6 months. We're talking everything from software engineers and nurses, right down to finance and logistics roles. And honestly, we found 3 huge things that almost every international candidate gets wrong before they even hit apply. If you're targeting Germany right now, you'll want to stick around, because we're breaking down that data and we're going to explore how a new pre-launch AI platform called Abroadium is engineered specifically to solve these exact problems for non-EU candidates.
But before we get into the tech, we have to ask a pretty tough question. Why do so many international applications fail? I mean, you have these incredibly highly skilled professionals in Asia and other markets sending out hundreds of applications only to hit a total brick wall. Well, our research showed they absolutely aren't failing because of a lack of talent. It's because they're hitting hidden barriers. They're missing patterns that standard job boards simply do not show you.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The International Job Hurdle.
See, standard job boards totally fail the international use case because, frankly, they mask reality. And that brings us to finding number 1 in our data. Language requirements are almost always misread. A generic job board might show a listing that says, English required, German a plus. Sounds relaxed, right? Wrong. We found that in 73% of those exact listings, the interview process still had at least one German language round. Why? Because the HR team writes the listing in English to cast a wide net and attract talent, but the actual hiring manager, they want someone who can function on the floor. So the fix here, if you're targeting Germany, get to a B1 German level minimum before you apply. Even just showcasing conversational German in your cover letter literally changes your response rate.
Moving right along to Section 2, the visa sponsorship trap.
Now, this is where the illusion really traps people. Finding 2 from our research is a big one. Most listings that say visa sponsorship available are not actually set up to do it. We cross-referenced job listings against actual employer immigration histories and found a staggering statistic. Nearly 60% of companies that mention visa sponsorship have never actually filed a blue card sponsorship before. No way, right? They might be open to it in theory, but they have absolutely no HR process for it. You can waste months in a process that stalls out, not because of you, but because the company just doesn't know how to proceed.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how Abroadium tackles this. They rely on what's called a verified visa sponsorship history. This means the platform strictly limits its listings to employers who have successfully processed a blue card or work permit before, not companies who are just open to the idea. We're talking companies that have actually provenly done it. This one feature is absolutely crucial because it ensures you don't waste your time.
Which brings us to Section 3, AI-powered resume matching.
So to get past those automated tracking systems, you really have to understand finding number 3. The skills gap is way more specific than most candidates think. Our data showed the top 3 most requested skills across all 500 listings were cloud infrastructure, patient-facing communication, and AutoCAD. We aren't talking broad categories here, we're talking specific tools. A lot of international candidates will just list cloud computing on their resume, but German employers want to see AWS certified or Azure Associate. Well, Abroadium's AI builder fixes this exact problem. It systematically reads the job description, analyzes your core CV, and then rewrites your application to perfectly mirror the exact certifications and language that the employer's system is scanning for. It's a real game changer.
All right, Section 4, the complete relocation toolkit.
So, what does this all mean practically? What should you do differently? Well, 3 things. First, like we said, invest in basic German to remove that hidden filter. Second, before you apply anywhere, verify the employer has actually sponsored a visa before. And third, mirror the exact skill requirements, not just general categories. And the great thing is, landing the interview is only part of the battle. So Abroadium's whole ecosystem is built to support you through all of this. They offer practical skill assessments, concrete relocation guidance, research, candidate success stories, and a dedicated expat community for peer support. It's the whole shebang to help you navigate those tricky cultural filters.
Finally, Section 5, Gaining Early Access.
So the crucial point here is, if you want to skip the guesswork entirely, Abroadium is currently in its early access phase. It's available right now. They are actively building up their pool of ambitious non-EU talent and connecting them exclusively with that verified database of European employers. The link to check it out is right down in the description.
So, I'll leave you with this. Are you ready to bypass those hidden barriers and finally take control of your EU employment journey? The tools to completely circumvent the broken traditional job hunt are finally here. Instead of just throwing your resume out into the void and hoping for the best, you now have a real roadmap. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next one.